When I was 13, I was going through a really hard time. 13 is really hard for females. I tell you, going through puberty, I would never go back there. I was in junior high school. And unlike some people, when you're going through the teens, tweens, I was kind of an ugly duckling. It wasn't the best. I wasn't quite grown into my body, and it was a little awkward. Very hippie. Yes, lovely. But anyway, I went to my very first junior high school dance. They combined it. I was so excited. I've always loved music. I've always loved dancing. So I was just geared up for it. And they had a local band playing. I've never been to one. I've never had this experience before. And a lot of my fellow male classmates were asking me to dance. I was having a ball. I was jitterbugging here and slow dancing there and just having the time of my life. And to my dismay, I don't know, at some point, a band member took the microphone and announced to the entire school, "Congratulations, Angela, you won the Ugly Girl contest." At that point, I realized that the men that were asking me to dance, the boys, were in fact being paid to dance with me. And there was a bet going on who could dance with the ugliest girl in school. And I got crowned the ugliest. Well, I was devastated. I remember running out in tears. I watched the principal just look at me with no interest whatsoever. There were teachers and faculty at that particular dance, but nobody said anything. So I ran home in tears, and I was completely and utterly devastated because I felt like the entire school was there and they all hated me. And let me tell you, it was what probably cyberbullying feels like, but I got to experience it in the 80s before YouTube. Anyway, things at home were not going good. My mom had a musician boyfriend that was trying sexual things on me, and I never could tell my mom because I wanted my mom so desperately to be happy. She's never been happy since she got divorced, and she's the type of woman that needs to have a man in her life in order to feel fulfilled. He wasn't a good man per se at all. But one man was better than no man, and I wanted my mom to be happy, so I shut up. He did not molest me, but he did try sexual acts, and I didn't know how to talk to her about it. At the time, I had been working, yes, before the child labor laws really got down on you. I worked as a car hop for 75 cents an hour. You talk about pay. So I saved up a bunch of tips. I had saved up a total of $300 for the summer, and that's a lot of work. I noticed that my stash was in my closet. It was gone. And my brother was running around the house with all these brand new transistor toys. And he had stolen my money and bought toys with it. I told my mom about it. She denied it. She did not believe that he did that. So I felt, once again, things at home are not going well. And I'm totally ostracized from everyone in school. Well, the straw that broke the camel's back was my sister. Now, granted, we came from a very dysfunctional family. Every one of us, my brother, me, my sister, we're all acting out because when you come from a home of violence, it tends to leave deep scars on you, and you actually act out violently towards each other sometimes. It's just what happens. She was the one person I would turn to console me in such a tragedy, and I waited and waited for her to get home. She finally comes home, and I barge into her door, which I always did. And to my dismay, I see her making out with a guy who had announced to the entire school that I won the Ugly Girl contest. The amount of betrayal that I felt with that particular experience, I can't even describe the amount of pain that I felt. I felt like she was involved in it. I don't know if she was. I think she was just desperate to find her own sense of belonging and love that we all were craving and just never could find at home. But at the time, it was just the straw that broke the camel's back. And I felt like if I'm rejected from my family and I'm rejected from school, I had no business being on this planet. So I went up to the medicine cabinet like a lot of women, and I found any and all pills that I could. Moms, I don't know. Some prescriptions, a lot of, I think I took a lot of aspirin or ibuprofen. I swallowed a whole bunch. And I did do some damage to my stomach lining. My ears were ringing. My blood pressure was definitely through the charts.